Why is it so crucial to have a clearly defined outcome for your data strategy? Let's take a couple of examples from outside of data management. Imagine that you're either about to hit a golf ball or you're about to fire an arrow from a bow. In each case, imagine the hole or target you're aiming for is a very, very long way away. Now, what do you do in order to get the ball or the arrow where you want it to go? So actually, there are going to be lots of things you need to consider. So, what's the environment like? Is the weather in your favor? Do you need to compensate for high winds? Do you have the right materials? So have you chosen the right club in the case of golf, or the right bow and arrow in the case of archery? And how much power do you need to put in, and what angle, and so on? But the first point, you may have thought when I introduced this, is obvious but true. If you don't know where you're aiming, you could take the best shot you've ever made and still completely miss. You could choose the right materials, but still be way off the mark. The second point is, the further away from the target you are, the bigger an impact of getting this wrong will have. So even with a clear outcome, if you set yourself up incorrectly and get the angle off just ever so slightly, you will end up much further from the target over a long distance or a long period of time than if the hole or target is closer. This is where regularly reviewing progress and making course corrections can help in a data program. Are you still on track? Is what you're doing working? Having a clear target is crucial, and then it's important to constantly check that you're on track to hit it as progress is made in ways that may not have been expected, and the environment changes, and any number of things that may result in you inevitably being somewhere slightly different from where you thought you'd be at that time. Also, is the target still valid, or has it moved slightly? As organisations change, so do priorities. Whilst the target may still be in the same broad direction, it's possible that you may need to adapt what you're doing to meet slightly different outcomes. Had you thought about it this way before? What do you do to make sure you're heading in the right direction over the long term?